Batman Superman issue 1, Joshua Williamson writing with David Marquez on the art. Batman Who Laughs is the villain. Joe, what's so funny about that though is that there's a panel, or there's a there's a narration box at one point, or whatever, where Batman says, "Oh hey, the Batman Who Laughs tried to affect my mind, or whatever." And yada yada yada, and there's a little thing saying, "Oh, see, Batman Who Laughs, 1 to 7." And I said, you know what? That narration box saying that he tried to affect his mind and then ultimately failed is all I needed of that story. That is all I want from it. I don't need to read a single word of the book more than I did. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's enough of the explanation.
I never finished it, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything there.
Oh, I forgot you didn't finish it. Yeah.
No, I think I got to about issue 4.
What's funny, I think Matt finished it bizarre. He wasn't really into it by the end, but he'd got into the issue 6.
He's a continuity wonk,
so he had to wrap it up. Yeah. So no. It's funny because obviously we've been having some issues with Williamson, and I think what really I liked about this from the get-go is that right away it felt a bit more succinct to me. It flowed a bit better. It felt like both Batman and Superman's voice felt mostly in the right place, and I really felt like it was trying to be that original, Superman Batman book, the Loeb book with a dual narration.
To a fault with me, actually.
To a fault. Oh, go on.
Yeah, I think this book is fine. I don't think it's that interesting because 90% of it I feel like I've read before. It's just one of those Loeb issues, right?
That's fair.
With them talking about each other and praising each other, and it's that alternate narration. Like, I mean, it's fine. It's well written. It's nothing new.
I can't really argue with that too much. I enjoyed reading it though. Like I had fun. I can't really argue that it is kind of a repeat of that. It does open on a different Earth though. At least I assume it's a different Earth where Batman Who Laughs lures in Superman. In fact, he's not got the red trunks on, so it is definitely a different Earth.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, because he never actually, I got to the page after that, and it says Earth 0 now, and I went back and I was like,
so did I. I went back because I was like,
it never specifies then or in the future or what exactly it is.
And it was basically like, because part of me thought, this is the future, but well, obviously they'll turn it to save them. But when it said Earth 0 and this, like, when we got to the next bit, I thought, oh, that's a different Earth. Okay, they are really dead. This is Batman Who Laughs actually killing his heroes.
Well,
probably.
Given something in the plot later, maybe not.
Maybe. You got Batman and Superman talking to Gordon. He's talking about this kidnapping. Batman Who Laughs. Yada yada yada. And
well, that was it. It was it was the brother or whoever it was, little brother said, it was Superman that kidnapped him, but it was a Superman was laughing. So I'm wondering, this Superman from this opening.
Oh no, I think it is that Superman. Like he's like basically. Yeah, I didn't necessarily mean Superman was dead. I took it.
You meant all the rest of them.
I took it as the Justice League was dead, and this cracked Superman and made Superman like him. That's made a Superman Who Laughs.
So I thought you were including Superman in the movie.
No. Basically, what I meant is that nothing we were seeing was fake. And that because
it wasn't just a cop out vision. Yeah. It was like, no, this did happen. Somewhere.
Yeah. My first read of that scene, I thought, this will be something to stop, or it'll be like a subversion or something. But no, it's a different Earth. So
yeah. The art in that is fantastic. The body horror of like. Flash being strung up by Plastic Man and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like the art quite a bit for the most part. I think all the stuff on the rooftop looks really good. I think Superman's physique occasionally looks a little bit
undefined.
Undefined, yeah, there you go. That's the word for it.
It's the big spread where he's coming in carrying Croc. His stomach. His torso, it's just a little bit long, there's nothing there. It's just very flat.
I love the signal. I love the city. I love the coloring. I'd be more than happy for this team to do a Bat book because I think it really lends itself to.
Yeah, Marquez is excellent. Obviously, this is this is quite major. It's his first DC work, right? He's been Marvel exclusive forever. So this is It's cool to see.
And he gets to do Batman and Superman. He's flexing his muscles.
Yeah.
So they go off to this location that under Crime Alley, where they think they might locate this kid or at least get to the Batman Who Laughs base, and they find like his demented cave that has like it's like the Batcave mixed with like a serial killer lair where there's like just blades and shit on the wall and like just blood everywhere and all the rest of it. And they see like a Justice League Who Laughs essentially on his computer. It's a whole thing. And then one of the evil Robins attacks him, and we think it's just one of the Robins, whatever. But the big twist is for the book, and I didn't see it coming that it was this Robin, but once he revealed who he was, I'm like, oh yeah, we knew this element was coming.
No, I agree, but I think it still lands well enough in that we didn't know it was. Oh, this Robin was him.
Yeah, because he says my name is Billy Bats, and then he says Shazam. Great big 2-page spread of the lightning, and then
gorgeous again.
Yeah, final page is evil Shazam with Superman. He's got his throat. He's strangling him, and he's got this batarang that's laced with the Joker's or the Batman Who Laughs. Sorry,
it's the stuff that'll make him evil.
So no, really, and obviously we know we're getting the Secret Six, which is going to be 6 of heroes that have been turned evil, which I'm obviously going to revert by the end. But
yeah,
no, I dug this issue for the most part. The dual narration been done before, but still fun. I think the gist of taking these villains and turning them evil, I think I like in the context of this story. I like it way more than anything that was in the actual Batman Who Laughs miniseries.
Sure.
Just because he's kind of like enslaving people, and it's kind of like, it's an interesting story beat to play with that. And I think this issue flowed very well, which is something that I've been having a trouble with Snyder for a long time. So the comparisons there felt very kind of obvious to me, in the sense that
sure, because obviously this isn't a Snyder book, but it's playing with all of his stuff that he's been creating for the past year and a half, however long it's been. But
it's notable that I don't hate the Batman Who Laughs as a concept. I liked him when he was first introduced, and I think it's notable that I really enjoyed this issue and his inclusion in this issue when I was really just done with it in the Batman Who Laughs book itself. This is probably the best thing Williamson's written in a little while. It's probably since Flash War.
Maybe, yeah.
I say that having not been reading his indie stuff or anything like that, but in terms of his DC work, probably the best since that. I thought it was fun. Thought it flowed well. It wasn't like a shake the ground like debut. It's a hot new book that everyone's going to talk about. But
yeah, I think in that sense it's a little underwhelming, right? A big Batman Superman issue 1. It's fine. It's not the big thing that you were probably hoping, or a lot of people were hoping it would be.
It reminds me of the New 52 one, because the New 52 one also just kind of came out and it had nice art, but it was like, oh yes, it's just it's fine.
Who was on art for that?
Jay Lee was on the first
few
issues.
Wasn't it? That did look gorgeous.
Yeah. Whereas I think the story in this one's better, and the art is pretty good, but it's not as completely stylized as that Jay Lee stuff was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had decent fun with it. It's just not. I think it's a solid, good book, and I think the plot could really get interesting coming up. Obviously, we've seen Williamson fall into some trappings of himself.
But I think this issue it's all right. I like it well enough. I'll stick with it for now and see if the story gets more interesting as it goes. But should this end up being on a very busy week in a couple of months' time, if it hasn't improved, I don't know. This might be one of the ones that I'd consider dropping.
Let's see what Matt said, because Matt read this one. Batman Superman. The dual narration boxes are perfect. Still not feeling the Batman Who Laughs stuff. Wilson can get exceptionally dark when he wants to. Finally got to see Billy, but not exactly how I wanted to. Art is phenomenal. I want to Seeker DC characters from Marquez.
See more, probably.
See more, yeah. That's probably a typo. So
he does have fat thumbs.
So he said he enjoyed it. He rated it 8 out of 10, which leads to your rating.
I'm going to give it a 6.5. I think it's decent. Art's dragging it up a bit for me. It's fine.
No, I'm going to agree.
Too safe.
I'll agree with Matt and say a solid 8. I think it's not amazing, but I enjoyed it. I liked the voices for the character. It flowed really well, and the art
Yeah,
was
we've been
mostly
over this
pretty
before.
great.
Like to me, an 8 has to be like, oh, this is a great book, you know, and 7 is good. So you know,
Well, I did think this was great though. It just wasn't amazing. It wasn't, you know.
yeah, I think great is way too far for me on this.
That's fine.
With how I feel.